Welcome back to Left Bench Experts. I'm officially back.
So good to
Thanks
see
to
you, man.
COVID. Gotta love that illness that is still going around and is pointless at this point. I was glad to see that they did not just halt the episode last week, which was the day before the Super Bowl, which I do feel really bad about, but COVID doesn't pick the time and place.
I thought for me as a guy, as a sports guy,
Dude.
It was just, oh my god.
We were dying over there.
I was just like, really? I hope Jacob it doesn't be like so like, what are they doing? They're ruining it. Like I was like, please don't be mad. But apparently Jacob really enjoyed it. It was an entertaining episode. Last episode, I really appreciate our two guests. They were amazing. We can't wait to bring new people and old people back onto the podcast.
However,
Yes.
from one big game to a big race, Fox is getting back-to-back weeks of like so-called big events. The Daytona 500 is tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
The Truck Series just wrapped up its first race. It ended in rain delay because Mother Nature loves NASCAR.
In Florida.
Yep, and Florida.
Of course, it had to be Florida.
Zane Smith, defending champion, and the person that won that race twice last year, won it. Only NASCAR fans know what I mean by when I say twice. He won it in rain delay, obviously, and he comes away and he's locked into the playoffs already. Week 1, he doesn't have to worry about the rest of the season.
Mhm.
He's going for another championship already. As for the 500 tomorrow,
Oh, that's gonna be very entertaining.
good old 7-time Jimmy Johnson is back in her car. Connor Daly, after humping the track, as his car was doing a little bouncy bounce.
Please, somebody clip that and put that as a gift.
His car going on the pace lap was doing a little bouncy bounce in the back end. He was a lap down, but he still ended up making the race. How Daytona works, so they have like a regular qualifying,
Yes.
where the first 2 are locked in. That's where they starting for the 500.
Unless they wreck and go into a backup car, then they lose their spot.
How
Exactly.
many times has that happened before? Never.
Barely. Like
Rarely.
normally they just sit in the back and just avoid the wreck.
That's what Bowman did in the first duel.
Yeah,
he,
which
he
is
just,
smart.
He just fell back and just
Yeah.
raced because he didn't need to risk anything.
No.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bowman, Hendrick had a new record set with this year. 6 straight poles or front row starts for Daytona. That just shows how much powerful Hendrick is at Daytona or any super speedway. I think it's pretty cool that I never knew that was even going on until this year. I didn't think
Really?
I really don't pay attention to the front row. I just like the duels because they're interesting. Because of like that go home the open cars as they're called. I call them the GOGH cars. I don't know why.
Go or go home.
Go or go
Oh.
home. Yeah. But they're called open cars for NASCAR
GOG.
standpoint.
GOG.
I like it. I like seeing like up and comers trying to get to the 500, like Connor Daly, Travis Pastrana
Oh.
made it.
I have a question. So, who do you think will be a rising star out of this, and the one who will just fall flat?
I think
Ooh.
Bush. Yeah, he's a veteran, but I think he showed speed, and I feel like he's gonna have a really
He's gonna come back.
really great year this year.
I was actually thinking about this earlier this week, like after watching the duels, and I just got thinking like, so Kyle Busch has been around the sport
Yeah.
for a while. He started off with Hendrick in a Chevy team,
Mhm.
but then in like 2008 he moved to JGR.
Yep.
He has had horrible luck in the 500 with JGR. Like he's never won it in his time with JGR. In 2017, like I remember he blew a tire and blamed it on Goodyear, which to be fair, Goodyear can be win or lose sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
18, 19, I want to say he finished in the top 5. I don't know, 19, he finished second behind Denny Hamlin after his second 500 win.
Mm-hmm.
He wrecked in 2020. He wrecked in 2021. I'm pretty sure 2022. All those were JGR. But now that he's at RCR, and he has a car capable of winning, because before it seems like JGR was favoring Denny Hamlin to get like that 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something at RCR for Kyle Busch is actually going to click with him.
Yeah, but his bad luck even was in the duels when Daniel Suarez pretty much just dumped him. I mean, like why were you there was no need. It was like the whole Truck Series race. Why were you pushing that hard?
And who do you have?
Like on lap 3. Like it's like iRacing all over again.
All right, so who do you have winning?
Winning the 500?
Yeah.
Dude, you won't know until the last lap. Like with the
be anybody.
Daytona 500,
It could be anybody.
like it could be Cody Ware. Like you never know, you don't know who it could be. I mean, like that's what's so special about the 500. You don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know who's going to win until you get to like the last 5 laps when you see who's in the top 10 or like even the top 15. Dale Sr. went from like 20th to 1st in like 6 laps and won the damn race.
I did see
Well,
that
actually,
one.
no, not the 500. It was
Oh.
at Talladega, but it's still a super speedway race.
I saw that.
Anything at super speedways is not very predictable because it's all high speed and the aerodynamics of the car are all over the place, especially if you're behind a huge pack with all the airflow going crazy and all that dirty air.
Best spot to be is have a car in front of you and a car behind you. If you're the leader, you better be good at blocking, or else you're getting Ryan Newman 2021.
Yeah, but let's not talk about that one because that could have ended badly.
Yeah, but he survived.
Well, on some other, I want to go from NASCAR to the NBA. We had our All-Star game, our celebrity All-Star game. Mike Mizanin, the Miz from the WWE, made a half-court shot at the end of the game, which didn't count, which I'm kind of salty about. I wanted the game to continue. It was 81-78. Literally, it was 0.7 seconds left on the clock. The Miz, he caught the basketball and he just shoots it from half court, and it hit the net. Like, it was just, how did he do it? It was just like
Luck.
it was just luck. Guys, go see that highlight. I know it's going around right now. Steph Curry, everybody's going crazy. I just wanted to say that because that's viral right now.
And it's all for him not even have a match tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today, not tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
stupid.
I don't know. Miz has been probably practicing that for a while.
Yeah, he has nothing else to do, so.
Yeah.
It's because he's awesome.
That was great.
No. You did it wrong. You did it wrong.
He's
awesome.
awesome.
There you go.
But no, seriously. I don't know how Miz made it, but it didn't count, which kind of sucks for the entertainment value because I thought it was just if the game continued, it would have been a great one.
I mean, if Guillermo, the one that was eating pizza on the sideline.
Oh,
Wait,
oh
what?
my God.
Guillermo.
Guillermo. I
If
love
he hit
Guillermo.
that wide open 3-pointer, I mean, we wouldn't be in that predicament, but he missed it.
No,
I can shoot better than that.
it's Guillermo from.
I just imagine like 2 slices of pizza in his hand. Like, yeah,
I got it.
I
Don't
could
worry.
eat that. I could get
It was
that.
a whole
Shoot it.
pizza.
A whole pizza?
Yeah, like a whole.
Oh, he had a whole pizza.
The Miz was picking on him like.
What are you doing? No, but it was a very entertaining game last night. It was very fun. Can't wait to see the rest of the NBA season because it's going to be down to the wire. It's going to be great. Everything's going to be great. But, I think we can talk about NFL just a little quickly because some stuff happened for coaching. Eric Bieniemy is no longer, in talks to be with the Washington Commanders as their OC.
Bill signed safety from the Chiefs. I didn't know his name. I probably should have looked that up.
Yeah.
But he did sign. The Bills did sign a safety from the Chiefs for 2 years.
Yeah. Derek
They're-
Carr is meeting with the
Jets.
which is going to be eye-opening. I can see him going there.
I do too.
Yeah. But no, a quick thought on the Eric Bieniemy situation. He signed a 1-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs last year because his 5-year deal was up. I don't know what NFL teams are thinking. If you've won 2 Super Bowls the last 5 years, you should at least get a head coaching job. This man has not even. He's been interviewed time after time, and he's not got one job.
Was he the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Maybe the Bills should pick him up.
It's
It's better than the damn Madden playing calling from Ken Dorsey.
no, but it's like he's a great. You see, when players interview him or get interviewed by him or when they talk about him, they love him and he should get a job because this could backfire him getting a head coaching job or leap him till next year of getting that head coaching job because let's say what he does to the Commanders. And does it halfway and can get them a top 10 overall offense. that's just, I don't know. I'm just sad. Hopefully he gets a head coaching job. Eric, you're an amazing coach, and hopefully we see you in a head coaching position anytime soon.
Do you guys want to talk about the flag on the Super Bowl? The last flag? Just briefly.
Okay, so my opinion is, like, you can't blame the refs for everything on the last moment, right? But my philosophy is, if you're a ref, right, if it's down to the last 2 minutes, right, and it's the Super Bowl, it's the last game, you let the players play. It was not the reason why the Eagles lost. The Eagles had a fumble that was a return for a touchdown that cost them 7 points right there by Jalen Hurts. Like, the little stuff bites you. The penalties.
Wait, so Hurts cost the Eagles the game?
No. I'm just saying stuff before. The defense didn't stop them. Special teams was horrible for the Eagles. Like, the littlest stuff, the small details matters in the big games.
Chiefs didn't have a single turnover.
Chiefs did not have a single turn. Like, not even they got one sack, the Eagles, but it was like a out-of-bounds sack.
You lost to a man on one leg. That's the thing. I'm like, he had one leg, like, and you're supposed to have the best pass rush in the league, but yet you lost to a man that has one leg.
All I say is Jalen Hurts balled out. That man should have won the MVP, but they won't do that because winning team.
Mahomes had 5,000 pass. 5,000.
I'm talking about the Super Bowl MVP.
Oh,
Jalen was just balling. Like, that man was in the zone. So
there also is controversy about the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Man of the Year.
Why?
Because they're saying Dak Prescott finished 5th in voting. And
so who won number 1?
Cam Hayward was supposed to win the award, and Deion Dawkins finished 2nd.
Huh. Didn't know that. But, Philly fans booed him in the beginning of the game, which is kind of sad. So,
yeah. He didn't deserve it, in my opinion. I think he should have went to Deion Dawkins. No,
I'm talking about the booing at the stadium. That's, like, not cool. Like, he's there for a different reason.
True.
Come on, guys.
We will take a short break from the Left Bench podcast. Coming up next, interviewing of 2 championship wrestlers of the Alfred State wrestling team. But first, an interview with Justin Signorelli.
I'm head wrestling coach Justin Signorelli. Here at practice right now, we are less than a week out from NCAA regionals. We've had a good season. We went 11-3 in duels, which is a program best. We steadily improved each of my first 4 years here. So trending in the right direction. We got a really good group of guys. Come in, work hard, want to get better at wrestling. And they do really well in the classroom too. We were top 30 Scholar All-America team last year. And we project to be in the top 30 again this year with a lot of individual conference and national All-Americans. So from an academic side, we've done really well, and from a wrestling side, we have as well. We had 2 guys place at NCAA regionals last year. We should have 4 or 5 guys seeded to place this year, and hopefully we can match that or exceed that next weekend in Ithaca.
When it comes to recruiting athletes for this program, what are some of the challenges and rewards for you, and then what are the rewards for the students when they decide to wrestle in college?
From an academic standpoint, just trying to find wrestlers who want to. Our trade programs are a really big sell. It's a blue-collar sport, so it pairs really well with wrestling. About 2/3 of our guys are on the Wellsville campus, at least starting out their first 2 years. We got a bunch of guys that have done that, and then a bunch more guys that started on the Wellsville campus and have transitioned over to construction supervision, construction management, or infotech management. So that's a really good draw for them academically and to be able to wrestle and do those programs. So I look for guys that could fit those programs, that want to wrestle and want to get better and compete at the next level. So that's what we're looking for. And it's rewarding in the sense that they get to keep wrestling and do unique programs. Like Elijah's a welder. There's not a lot of opportunities to weld and wrestle at the NCAA level. So that's a cool fit. And then because they are in programs that they're interested in, doing what they want to learn how to do for their career, they do really well in the classroom because it is what they are passionate about. So it's worked out really well from an athletic and academic standpoint for our guys.
Another thing you must be proud of is wrestling is, such a disciplined sport. After your career is over, having that foundation of being a wrestler, that helps a lot, not just in the workplace, but with your family and as a person, right? You understand the highs and lows. This is a great sport. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, wrestling coaches and athletes and stuff are going to be a little biased, but they say once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy. It certainly, I feel, gives you the maximum tools that athletics strives to give people in terms of the discipline and overcoming adversity and being able to battle through challenges. A lot of sports have that. Wrestling, it's amplified, and then you throw cutting weight and managing that, the mental and physical strains of it. It's a lot to handle, and that's why wrestlers make great employees, great fathers, great husbands. So it's a cool community to be a part of and to help kind of inspire and mold these guys.
And we are back with the left bench experts. We have Blake and Zach from the wrestling team. As we said before, they are the first Alfred team champion, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
They sent, how many wrestlers did you send to the tournament?
I think we sent 20.
Yeah,
It's about
probably
20.
because you can double enter.
Yeah.
So there's 10 weight classes. So we double entered in each weight class. So we sent 20 kids. And out of the 10 weight classes, we had 8 kids win the champ.
Wow, that's
That's awesome.
that's a lot. But no, how's the season been for you guys? Both, like, has it challenging times, great times? Like, how's it been?
Yeah, it's been a lot of ups and a few downs. Like, honestly, it's been a really good season so far. I feel like the team has come a long way. We're coming in towards the end now, getting ready for regionals, so everyone's kind of zoned in on like what they need to do because we all want to go on to nationals. That's like the main goal as a wrestler. You want to become an All-American. So we're all just giving it everything we have every day in the room. It's been really good.
There's a difference between a high school athlete and a college athlete. In college, you're all alone. It's your own time. You have to manage your time. How do you manage being a student and an athlete? How do you do that? Since many people can't do that.
I mean, I feel that is like the toughest part of it, but like just making sure that you're not wasting any time like outside of practice. Like when you get that like hour in between a class, go and do your homework for one, get it taken care of. So at night after practice, when you're tired, you're not like worried about, oh, I got to do this for this class and this for this class, and then just stressing yourself out and like snowballing.
Yeah, you kind of got to like keep reminding yourself of your goals because you don't want to lose track of like why you're here. Like we're all here for a reason, and you don't want to take that for granted.
Blake, with you being a senior, are you excited is this going to be your final chance at being an All-American?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nervous because it's going to be like a really tough tournament, but like,
Hey, nervous is being good.
yeah,
Yeah. Like have that.
yeah.
Nerves mean you love it.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. With you being here for 4 years and the coach being here for 4 years, what has the difference been and what the process has been?
It's kind of crazy how much like the program's grown the past 4 years. Like being a freshman, it was like our whole room environment's changed too. The team's built and like we've become more positive as a team. Like there's more, like we get together more outside of wrestling and kind of build up like that
Team
family
chemistry.
and then team chemistry. Yeah.
What are the different type of weight classes are there? I know you said earlier there was 10 of them. Like what
The specifically.
Yeah.
125.
It usually goes up by like around 8, so it's like 125, 133, 141, 49, 57, and then just so on, all the
And
way
then-
up to 285.
Yeah, it jumps from 197 to 285. It's the
Okay.
last. It's a big jump.
Is weight that big of a difference in wrestling? Like
Oh, it's a huge
Yeah.
difference. Like, a lot of kids in college, especially, are pretty much everyone is usually cutting like 10 pounds and up because you don't want to be like the smallest guy in your weight class. It's just, it's putting you already at a disadvantage because you're just going to have to work that much harder in certain positions because strength is a big factor. And obviously, technique is going to take you a long way. But if you have someone who's just like a bull out there, even the best technique is going to have a hard time getting past him.
Any best? I think one of your best has there any been like great moments so far? Like, can you name one? Like,
Has it been
Yeah.
seeing a teammate win or you winning a match that you thought was like very grueling and very hard?
I don't know. I just remember AMCC when almost everyone was in the finals because we had 8 champs. That was I like.
Yeah,
that.
it was
That
like our whole
awesome.
team was on the side.
Yeah,
it was
everyone
almost
was-
like an Alfred State duel.
Yeah,
That's
It
great.
was pretty exciting.
everyone
to
was
see that.
supporting everyone too, and
It's not really a thing that happens that often. It
Yeah.
just kind of shows how far this team has come
Mhm.
and how dominant we're becoming in the sport.
I know, yeah. But before heading into the match, you're practicing, you're stretching. What type of music or any quotes that you listen to before any match to get any license, or you don't listen to them at all? You just take it all in.
It kind of depends on the day. Sometimes I don't like listening to music, and I just I pace around. I go through my warm up, and I just like get in my head like, you've worked, you're ready for this, you're ready to go, and you just kind of like get in the zone. And then other times I'll listen to like music that will get me hyped up. Like there's this one song, Down Below by Roddy Ricch. I like that song. It gets me just kind of in the zone to go. But it really just depends on how you're feeling that day.
Okay, that's
yeah.
And for you, Blake, any?
I mean, I definitely agree with that. Most of the time, I just put my headphones in and listen to music. But after my first match, I usually like to take it off and just cheer on other people and because then I'll be focused in the tournament and then just go right to my next match without needing to listen to much and just being involved.
So what kind of music do you listen to? Though?
Oh, it really depends because sometimes I'll go with Korn, Slipknot, and then sometimes it'll be Drake or it's kind of a wide variety.
okay.
Zach, for you, with you being a transfer from Brockport and being a sophomore, which college do you prefer right now? Do you prefer Alfred or Brockport?
Honestly, I've really enjoyed Alfred. It's a little bit of a smaller school, and I kind of like how compact it is. Everyone on the team has been really encouraging to me. I was a little worried coming in that I might kind of be like the outcast coming in, like, oh, he hasn't been here for the whole ride with us, but everyone's been really nice to me, and I really enjoy the team, and I feel like I've gained a lot from coming here at Alfred.
Okay, so what is the worst part of maintaining weight, and how do you guys do? Because, being in wrestling it's such a difficult thing to do. A lot of people can't do it. Your cardio's got to be great. Your strength got to be multiple things. How do you maintain yourself?
Yeah, it's hard to see your friends eating all these nice things. And honestly, me, I kind of torture myself when I'm cutting weight. I'll watch food videos, but it kind of
That's intense.
yeah,
TikTok.
it's
No.
Dude's just watching a mukbang. And
Yeah,
he's
honestly.
like,
Eat all this giant.
it kind of
portion.
helps me get through it though, and it gives me ideas of what I want to make after I'm done wrestling. But I've usually been pretty good with my diet. I feel like when I eat healthy, I feel good, so it's a little easier for me. But there are those times when you're tempted, you just want
I
a
bet.
milkshake from Texas Hots, and
Oh, Texas Hot is awesome.
yeah, so good.
Amen to that.
Blake, how
Or Texas Hot.
you've been doing it for so long, and you're a senior. And
Yeah, I mean, I haven't cut weight since my freshman year,
oh,
so
He's an anomaly.
yeah, I kind of am lucky. I'm probably 3-4 pounds under right now. So
Okay.
I mean, when I did it freshman year, it was tough, and I can see yeah, I don't ever want to do it again, but it was definitely an experience when I had to do it.
So how about maintaining the weight? How much do you have to eat just to maintain the weight? I know for in the hundreds it's not as much, but if you're 200 plus, I know burning a lot of calories just to maintain the weight. You got to put in a lot of calories. Just
Yeah.
To keep it.
I mean, I eat relatively healthy, but I feel like I eat a lot because I usually eat eggs and
yeah.
a lot of pasta and
Carbs.
chicken. And, yeah, carbs. I feel like I eat a lot, but
You're just
yeah.
But no, what after wrestling for Blake and eventually you, what would you take away from wrestling throughout your life experience? Trying to be an All-American or just genuine life.
Wrestling has given me a ton. Pretty much, I've met most of my closest friends and family through wrestling. The bonds I've created through wrestling. still in my hometown, Horseheads, like I'm always encouraged to come back. I actually was able to coach the high school team this year,
Wow,
our first ever girls team, and I was kind of like the head coach of the team, and it really helped me grow. And just this sport has given me so much. I'm just so grateful to it, and I'm glad I've been able to be a part of this.
You're from Horseheads?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Elmira, Notre Dame.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
great. Such a small world.
I know, right?
No, but you know, you take from different sports because it's going to be a challenge, up and down. You take a lot away from it, and just see. First of all, being in college is hard enough, and adding on top, being a tense, you know, regimen every day. You can't, you know, slip up. You work out every day. You know, you got to keep your grades. Like, that's what's great about like student athletes. It's very low percentage because many people can't do it. And I think when you see how well they do and well they perform, it's kind of like awe-inspiring. You're like, wow, like, you know, it's not easy. But what can you give advice for high schoolers, like seniors, or anybody for that matter? Like, what would you give them? Like, if you saw yourself from like high school, like, what would you say to yourself?
I would say just keep at it and like don't be afraid to reach out to other people for help. Like if you know you're struggling, you just gotta go to those people who are closest to you and have them help you through it. Because a big part, like there have been some really tough times throughout these last few years, just deciding on like where I wanted to go, what I want to do with my life, and a lot of those decisions were made by just talking to people and just figuring it out, and it really helped me get through the hard times.
Moving on, regionals. I know that's you guys mentioned that's coming up soon. How many of your how many players on your team are going on at regionals?
So we're gonna send 10.
Okay.
At the moment, it should be Elijah,
Moshnick,
me, Sean Peterson, Dom Vinci, and then
Justin
we're gonna send-
Smith.
Yep, Justin.
Kale Bartosh, Johnny Layfield, Sean Malenfant, me, and then Evan Albright.
And where are you guys going for this?
This is gonna be in Ithaca,
Yep.
Okay.
Ithaca.
so that'll be at Ithaca College, which is actually pretty close to Horses. It's only like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
2 hours from here.
Yeah, around 2 hours from here.
That's actually pretty good. So what do you got to do in regionals to go on to maybe nationals?
Yeah, so at regionals, you have to place top 3
Mhm.
in your region to go on to nationals. And honestly, it's the toughest tournament of the year, besides obviously nationals. But like every match you have is a grueling
It means
battle.
that
Yeah.
much more.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Everybody's hungry for the chops to be there.
Yeah, a lot of the matches during the year, like you'll win by a lot of points and you'll be excited. But like if you win a match at regionals, even by like 1 point, you got to celebrate that because you know that kid wanted it just as bad as you are. Because everyone wants to be
It's
that
the
top
best.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best of the best, and you know, competition's healthy. You know, having a hungry opponent next to you wants to be the best. You know, we try to be the best at what we do. You know, obviously we're still young at this, but you know, we want to be the best, and you guys obviously have got to be the best because that guy's worked as much as hard as you don't even know, and I think that's what's great about wrestling. Sometimes you just want to see who's the best, and like, even though if you lose by 1 point, you know, it's great. I think it's a great sport.
I lost my train of thought now.
It's okay.
How many? There we go. How many matches do you have like every meet? Is it like 2, 3, or just one?
Like it depends. Like if we do a dual meet, you know, most of the time everyone just gets like one. Sometimes we have exhibitions where the guys who didn't compete in the dual meet get a match.
Mhm.
Then if we do a dual meet tournament, you know, it just depends on how many teams are there, and then if there's any exhibitions. And tournaments can really depend. Like if you win your first match and you keep winning, you won't have as many as someone who loses their first match and wrestles all the way back to get third. So
Yeah, so like a duel is when like Alfred would go against like Elmira College.
Mhm.
It's just 2 colleges going against each other, and each college will send out 1 guy. And then we
Per
have dual
class.
tournaments when you'll wrestle like 3 different colleges, and it will only be that. And then the individual tournaments, like he was talking about, if you win your first match and then you lose your second, you go to the wrestlebacks, and that could be a lot more matches than if you just like won out to the finals. Like you might only have 4 matches if you win the finals, but if you wrestle all the way back to third, you could have like 6 or 7
How long are like these tournaments and like?
all day.
Yeah. Regionals is 2 days. It's Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
So like you'll get up in like 6 a.m. in the morning. You'll get weighed in at like 7:38. Wrestling will start at like 9 or 10, and then you won't be out of there until like 6 at night or later.
Sucks during the winter.
It's a long day. Yeah.
So you going in the sunset.
So you probably get multiple matches at regionals. Is it kind of like a point system? Like you win this many matches, therefore you're in first, or it's like a kind of like an NHL. Like each win is like 2 points, or needs tie. I know there's probably no ties, but
No, so basically you have to win out.
It's double elimination too.
Yeah. So if you win your semis match, you're automatically going to nationals because you're top 2 at that point, no matter if you win the finals or not. So like me last year, I lost in my semis match at regionals, and I had to wrestle all the way back through the wrestlebacks, and then in the 3-4 match, I ended up winning. So I went to nationals last year.
that's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
it was hard, but yeah, like if you just get past that semis match, it's like all the pressure is just lifted off you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, then it's just a battle to get back.
So going to nationals as a freshman, do you think you're gonna do it again as a sophomore?
Yeah, I'm excited. I
That's very
feel like
impressive.
I'm ready for it. I feel like I'm locked in. Coach Siggs has helped me a lot, and there's a lot of really good talent in the room, like Sean Peterson, Eli. Just going with them every day, like it's really helped me, and I feel like I'm ready for this tournament.
Blake, what's the farthest you've ever made it? Have you ever?
I mean, I've wrestled because of COVID year. I've wrestled there
Yeah.
twice now at regionals, but both times I lost in wrestlebacks, so I haven't made it far enough. But
Maybe this year's the year.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the year, but no. It's seriously, it's a tough sport, mentally, physically. You know, it's a win or lose. When you win, you gotta take that. Like you can celebrate, but you gotta take it away right away because you have another match. And when you lose, it sucks, but you gotta be like, okay, I got this next.
Right.
I think that's so impressive to have that type of mindset, no matter what, high school or college. That's the toughest part.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you guys for coming onto the show. I really appreciate your insight, your team aspect, and I can't wait for you guys. No, seriously, like, go kick ass.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching episode 7.
Wow, we're getting close to episode 10, man. It's
We
pretty.
would have a lot more, honestly, if it wasn't for a break and everything else that happened, like my COVID and stuff. But yeah,
No, but
well, true. You guys did have an episode last week, but I don't count that. I've only done 6.
that's a special episode.
But I hope COVID doesn't come back to get me again. If it does,
Or me.
I'm just gonna jump off a bridge. Anyway.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Please share with your friends, your family, everybody. Please, we want people to connect with this show because this means a lot to us.
We also really want to give a big thank you to Blake and Zach for doing their time and showing up on this podcast.
They're awesome.
I know this episode is going to be a very short one, but we wanted to get the wrestlers because this is the first actual team championship that the Alfred State has had. So we really appreciate that, and I hope you all enjoy the video.